All right, so thanks for joining in for take two. Hopefully, this will work this time with technology. As far as getting Amanda on with us for nutrition myths debunked, we know that sometimes technology does not always cooperate with us here. So let's see. There we go. All right, so now bring her on camera. Whoops. There we go. So now it's giving. So I'm adding Amanda to the screen here. So we'll give it just a second. So while we're getting Amanda on, make sure you're drinking lots of water. I got a little tip for you. Lots of water. All right, there we are. Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
I was hoping to have a bigger screen on my desktop, but you know how that goes. It wasn't allowing me to add you, so I'm glad we were able to make it happen here.
Yeah, that's okay. And the foot to my stand just fell off, so I'm also I'm trying to make it work on my end too. So yeah, this is fun. All right, so I'm just gonna turn the volume up. So if I look a little crooked, it's because I have only one leg on my stand. So
hey, that's right. Sometimes we just have to make things happen. So is life, right?
That's right.
All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and dive in. So that way the people that are watching the replay. So I did post in our group briefly introducing Amanda, but Amanda, go ahead and just tell us real quick a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and level 2 certified aromatherapist. I am an online nutrition coach, and I also have a practice in Hinckley, Ohio. I love practicing integratively and holistically, and kind of looking at the whole mind, body, spirit connection as part of what I do, and consider that heavily in my assessments. And I just enjoy working with people. I love to see them succeed and be with them throughout their nutrition journey and everything that brings. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. So you can see Summer's Fitness Family why I invited her on. So as a registered dietitian, she is interested in the entire big picture, the mind, body, spirit, and you even have an interest in fitness as well, right?
Right. So I was since the age of 2 was, involved involved in dance and all that kind of stuff throughout my life. And I was actually on a professional dance team and on that kind of stuff. So it was fun. But no, I taught jazzercise for almost 15 years and, engaged in that activity for like 22 years. That was like what I did and I loved it. And just recently resigned because I had to open up space to do other things. As you know, something's got to give, right? You can't do everything. So
that's right. Life is full, especially when you have a family and children and career and passion. Well, this makes it awesome because we can bring you this information since Amanda is about an hour away from us, but this is the beauty of virtual stuff. So we're going to go ahead and dive in a little bit. So this is Heart Health Month. I know, and Amanda said she was feeling a little bit under the weather today.
A little bit.
So this is Heart Health Month, and I know a couple of the nutrition myths you wanted to talk about kind of were in alignment with Heart Health Month. So what is one of the most common myths, I guess, people have surrounding nutrition?
Sure, yeah. So the first one that I see a lot of is a lot of people still believe that eating eggs will, raise your cholesterol. And that's really not true. So if you haven't heard yet that the ban has been lifted on eggs, rest assured you can have your eggs and you can eat them too. So in 2015, the dietary guidelines for Americans pronounced that there's great nutritional value and benefits to eating eggs. And the yolks in particular are what contains a lot of those healthy fats. So they're really rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which we know is a healthy fat that our body needs. And we also know that the reason the ban was lifted is because dietary cholesterol is not indicative of blood cholesterol, which means that what we eat cholesterol related is not necessarily going to raise our blood cholesterol. And so we know that eggs are a great source of protein. They're a great workout snack or food to help replenish our muscles. And they also aid in healthy weight loss by, helping suppress that appetite, keeping you fuller a little bit longer. So, and they're one of my favorite foods. I love eggs.
Absolutely. So yeah, so like you said, that yolk has lots of good stuff. And for years, people were throwing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a great one. And I know I shared with a couple people, Sam's Club, for convenience, Sam's Club has cage-free hard-boiled eggs that come in a little package, which I think is amazing because sometimes, eggs can be inconvenient maybe, right, to try to eat. So I love sharing that with people too, that Sam's Club has those little packs.
Yeah, I
Um,
always a tip that I give a lot of my clients if they like to eat hard-boiled eggs like in the morning, it's a great go-to because you can like, that travels really well. So if you have to like
mhm.
eat at work or on your way to work or what have you. But if you're cooking dinner the night before, you can always boil about 6 or so eggs while you're cooking dinner because you're already doing something in the kitchen. So maybe utilize that time to boil your eggs too.
Absolutely. And we've also shared in this group, some of you have seen that in the little muffin tins that you
Yes.
can just put a whole egg in, add your favorite, vegetables and things to it, and pop out a nice little snack for any time of day. So thank you so much, because that is a great one too, that like you said, so many people, they get afraid of fat, right? Would you say that's kind of common too, that people have this fear sometimes of eating fat?
They do, and I think we're kind of moving away from that fear a little bit. It's still there. I still see it a lot, but I think with the rise in different interests of popular diets, I think people are like more accepting. But I also feel that they are really not educated about different types of fats. So it's like kind of like a catch-22, right? People are kind of want to know, and they're more accepting that it could be, but they don't really know why. So it's just helping educate and bring that to light.
Absolutely. And this just reminded me, because you said like years ago, they said, oh, don't, eggs were bad. And that was something that was like on the cover of Time magazine. And then they switched it around later, and then it became sugar, right? So there's
Right.
lots of different factors there when it comes to heart health as well too. So those were some really, really great tips. So what else would you say is another nutrition myth?
Well, the other myth that I see a lot is that you don't really have to count sodium if you're eating sea salt. Gourmet sea salts have been come very popular. A lot of people are saying, well, I don't really have to worry about sodium because I'm using pink Himalayan salt or gray salt or black salt. I mean, there's all different varieties of salt that come from different places around the world. And while they give us, minerals and different things that, regular table salt doesn't provide, they don't give us iodine. So that's one thing to definitely
Mm.
consider. Although I was at the grocery store yesterday and I did spot an iodine fortified sea salt. So I thought that was really interesting. So maybe to take a look at that. But as far as counting sodium in a day, it all counts. So it doesn't matter where it's coming from. If it's a gourmet salt or if it's more like a processed salt, like a regular table salt, like an iodide fortified, or what a big offender is of solid sodium is actually in chicken. So make sure when you go to your grocery store that you're kind of keeping an eye out for how your meats are packaged because a lot of them contain some type
Mhm.
of saline solution. And if you are counting your sodium, you were told by your doctor you have to watch sodium or you're at higher cardiovascular risk for something, you want to like check those hidden places of sodium because it all counts.
Mm.
And remember that the amount of sodium for healthy adults per day for just someone who's not watching again is only 1 teaspoon, and that's like 2,300 milligrams of sodium per
Mm.
day. So if you're being restricted, you could be even 1,500 milligrams is considered a low sodium diet. So you definitely want to be aware that every place counts. It's not like poof, we don't have to watch it just because it's gourmet sea salt and it's fun. So it all counts.
That's right. Just like sometimes because something's labeled organic, suddenly we give it a different, we think it's healthier. So that was awesome because you're right. Like sodium can show up in so many places. And they say the average American who eats, packaged foods, processed foods, canned foods, fast foods are getting 3 times the amount that is recommended, like you said. But it's also important for everyone to realize we do need salt. Salt is needed for a lot of metabolic functions too. So we don't want to like salt-free diet either. So kind of like the egg
Yeah, I
thing.
mean,
Like, yeah, you need a certain level of salt.
sure, absolutely. And especially like if you're at the gym working out And, you
Mm-hmm.
know, the amount of sodium that you need, just like hydration, is going to vary per person. Like, you know, right. So, I mean, anything that you do in life, I tell my clients, like, there are no absolutes in life. There's no like this is what works for everybody kind of thing. It's just not. We give people a general starting point, and then you either need more or less, or maybe you're around the general point. You know, it just depends on where you fall. But that doesn't mean like they're speaking to you. You know, a lot of times, you know, tricky marketing and just general terms out there, the information that's out there can be confusing because you feel like it's talking to you. But you're on the you diet, you're not on the fad diet or the general diet. So keep that in mind because everybody's going to need a different amount.
Absolutely. I love that. And see, and this is one reason why Amanda and I hit it off, because again, she's a registered dietitian. And if you're hearing what she's saying you have to learn how to feed yourself, basically. You have to learn how your body responds. It's not a one size fit all. And intuitive eating is kind of a term that I've used with some people. And some people are like, oh, no, give me a piece of paper, tell me what to eat. But at the end of the day, we're going to know what works best. And so, you know, how we feel, right? Our energy levels, things like that. And food is designed for a reason, right? It has a purpose.
Absolutely. And a lot of what I do is about mindful eating, intuitive eating. A lot of the restrictive diets on the market have pushed us to stop listening to our intuitive self and what our body really needs, and kind of like turning that little voice inside down. And so we then go to what we're told to do instead of listening to what our body really needs. So I don't think that's, you know, a very positive practice. You know, we always, at the end of the day, what Susie Q needs is going to be different than, you know, Bobby D or whatever. So.
And, you know, I just think that's so amazing and so important. You're right. So learning what we need for ourselves, right? Instead of being bound by a piece of paper, because that does a number on our mind anyway, right?
Sure. And you know what, you're not learning really how to eat that way either, you know, which is another thing. You know, I work to teach my clients like how to make informed nutrition choices, because what happens when you're not there with Amanda, you're at the grocery store, you have to buy item A or item B, you know, and I'm not available on the cell phone, you know, so you have to learn how to make informed choices and feel good about that. And that's part of nutrition education. If you're following a set plan where somebody's telling you what to do at 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you're not learning anything, and that's not going to help you in the long term.
That's right. Yeah, that's so key. So Amanda, we've talked about a lot of good stuff here,
Yeah.
and I think I kind of want to just leave it there.
Sure.
Because I know we'll have you back again, but that was just really amazing. And so if anyone has questions, you can always post them here in the comments.
Yep.
Because we can do that as another topic in the future. But Amanda, I really appreciate again you sharing this information and sharing the mind-body connection and
Sure.
learning about ourselves. Amanda does have a website, nutritionrichlife.org, correct?
It's nutrientrichlife.org. Yeah.
Nutrientrichlife.org. I'm sorry. And she puts out a newsletter and some other things. So, and like I said, you'll see her again. So thank you so much for tuning in. And again, you know, give this video a like, a comment. Let us know if you found some benefit or any questions that you have for future. And yeah, we'll have you back again. So thank you so much, Amanda. Anything you want to leave us with?
No, just thanks for having me on. It was really fun, and I'll see you all soon.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a great one.
Bye.